So I'm just going to get out of this and on to the next section. So I'm actually going to ask Steve to come down, and if you give us your 5-minute update, that'd be awesome, on Gastown and beads. As everyone, let's give a big round of applause for coming down.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming. Thanks for the interest in Gastown. It's been really fun. So I only have 5 minutes, and you probably realize I could talk for about 5 hours about this, so I'll go fast. Beads is something I discovered in October. I got frustrated with Markdown file management. I created a little issue tracker. I wanted it backed in Git. Yo! And I didn't expect to see you there, Russ. And then Claude wanted a SQLite, and so we jammed them together, and we created basically what amounts to a data plane for knowledge work in the form of a knowledge graph with versioning, and it just proved extraordinarily like catnip for the LLMs. Within a couple of hours, I was like, whoa, right? What happened? And I asked Claude, why do you like this so much, right? Because we've been struggling for months last year on this. And Claude was like, I have memory now. This is a memory system. I'm like, yo! So I launched it and crickets, but it started to spread. Because as soon as somebody talks you into dropping it in, and you drop it in, it's a one-liner. Then and you start seeing how Claude's like, oh, I'm going to file some issues there. It never forgets work again. Yeah. So I spent a couple of months last year chasing the wrong side of Sutton's bitter lesson, trying to make super workers that were very like engineer in a box, quality, blah, blah, blah. Utter failures, stupid thing to do, learned a lot. Beats came out of that. And then I was like, well, what about swarming? Quality sucked, but what about quantity? Was literally what I was thinking. That's the next frontier. And so I just wrote some Python scripts to just like spin up some agents. Because I had been working, he had it up here before, but right, that histogram of you guys using multiple agents. You probably have them in multiple terminal windows or multiple tabs or something, maybe ad hoc directories, whatever. And I was like, well, what if I just started organizing them? Give them names and maybe an inbox, because Jeffrey Emanuel figured out that they like mail. They really like mail for messaging. And get persistent identities. And one thing led to another, and all of a sudden it was this janky, chaotic horde of agents all slinging beads to each other. And I was like, man, this is Mad Max territory, right? And that's where the Gastown theming. I went to Australia and Sydney, and I was like, I'm going to launch this orchestrator called Gastown to a group about this size of industry professionals. And they were like, Gastown! They're Australian, right? And so I was like, okay. And I told them a little about it. I was like, it's got this mayor. And they're like, yeah, mayor, right? And I was just like, everything was resonating. And so it gave me the courage to go and just go completely, crazy with it. There's a lot of theatricality in it, but it's also moved the Overton window, right? How many minutes do I have?
You got lots.
Right? Because before Gastown, which I launched symbolically on January 1st, everybody refused to even acknowledge that swarms were a possibility, right? They wouldn't talk about them. It was all, no, Steve, you're wrong, you're just a writer, you don't know. And then as soon as I launched it, the conversation shifted dramatically, and the narrative became, bro, you're pretty aggressive. Right? I mean, completely changed it, right? In a positive way, because then people started thinking, maybe I should learn this stuff, right? But I was like, no, hands off, it's dangerous, slap. You need to go and work with agents a lot and spend a lot of tokens and learn the lessons and wait for the agents to get better and so on. It's not for everyone. Plus there's a lot of reading. It's a big pain in the butt. One of the great things about Gastown is I envisioned it as I wake up in the morning and I've got a cup of coffee and I'm like, so how did everyone do last night? Yeah? We're going to be there soon, really soon. You'll be programming by talking to a face in no time. You can kind of do it with Gastown now. The way I work is I get about 50 to 100 PRs a day for Gastown and beads. Just the contributor community is just going nuts. And the way that I stay on top of it is so interesting that I'm going to do a blog post called Vibe Maintainer. And teach you all about it. It's pretty wild ride. Anyway, I'll finish up. Call to action. I've got a Discord. We've got 1,000 people on it. They're all crazy, with their own gas towns. I want to do something kind of like Moltbook or whatever the hell it's called, except not prompting them going, "You're a lobster," right? Not that, No, prompting them that you're a factory worker and you're going to be doing something truly big. And what I want to do is get everyone in here who uses Gastown, who's even tried Gastown. Oh yeah. Okay, we're going to get on the Discord. We're going to federate our gas towns together. I'm going to be launching a version of it using Dolt, which is a complete upgrade. It's a get-backed database. It's smooth and buttery. You're going to love it. The Dolt company is backing it totally. They're going to launch Dolt in Git in a couple of days. You're going to be able to push it to Git repos. We're going to be able to federate over build protocols, and it's going to be fast. And we're together going to build Gas City. Okay, Gas City is the orchestrator builder where you build your own gas town with your own roles and your own shapes, with your own workflows for DevOps or for business processes or for your own development workflows or whatever, yeah? Because gas town's all hardwired. So who's here? Who wants to help? Oh yeah. Okay, so I will see you on the Discord. It is at gastownhall.ai.
That's awesome. Big round of applause. So, second call to action, Steve just said he could speak for 5 hours about that. That's entirely correct. And that's why we're gathering interest for a 2-day workshop. Steve will be coming along to do a day of in March, April. So if you get out your phones again, here's a big QR code. If you're interested, sign up with your email, and we'll get back to you when we have a date. So that's another great way to up-level. We're really basing it around Steve's levels of AI software development. With streams that help you get, up to 5 and 6 and up to 7 and 8, kind of based on both the individual coder side and the software factory side. And actually something else, Steve, that you said in your blogs, which was really fascinating to me and I think is really important for AI builders. One of the things that you said, and I don't know how you described it, I think about that like the heat death of software, but the software that will persist is the software that will save tokens. I'm not sure how you said it, but you kind of, you're articulated it that way. And everyone who's here and building an AI tool, which is many of us here, that's such a really good lesson, is to think about how we're improving the AI coding experience and saving tokens and reducing death loops and optimizing context windows. All right.